Just My Opinion, the podcast.
Mike Roberts, baby.
My name is Hery Irizarry.
Hey, we're back. Welcome to another episode of Just My Opinion. My name is Hery. I'm here with Mike. Good morning, Mike.
What up, big dog? What's happening?
Not much.
There he is. There he is.
There you go. Now I can see you now. Right
Yeah.
there. With glasses today.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I had to put the
looking
glasses on.
smart.
Yeah, I had to be sophisticated today, and
Okay.
I had to throw the glasses on. I felt like
There's a reason why?
No, my contacts are giving me. Well, if I'm being quite honest, it's because I was too lazy to throw the contacts in before this.
I just put mine on, right? And it's very cold in the house. And when I put the contact in my eye, I felt that it was cold today.
Yeah, right. Like, you ever had to put in cold contacts, dude? And it's like putting an ice cube in there.
Just did.
Ah.
Just did. Yeah. It's cold in Florida.
Yes, it is cold in Florida. You know what? And
For those that don't believe that it gets cold in Florida.
Yeah, I had to turn my heater on this morning. You know?
well, you said why, so I don't want to say why, but you know.
All right, I took the option of turning my heater on this morning as 50%.
I mean, you have good reasons.
We do.
You do have good reasons to turn the heat on.
Old Gigi's in the house. Can't be having her.
Say that again.
Old Gigi.
OGG.
OGG.
Got it. So,
You know.
what does OGG stand for?
Old gangster grandma.
Oh. Oh.
Clap back.
Got it.
Clap back.
She is. Got it. So you need to have the heat on for OGG.
It keeps her moving. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be on like 80, but you know, it needs to be on at least like 70 here. Let's crank it up a little bit.
Got you. You don't want, arthritis or aching in the house.
Yeah. I really just didn't want anybody thinking they were a news station letting me know that the storms were coming by their bones. And people with arthritis always act like they're meteorologists.
Well, you don't want to be that grandson that when she leaves, she goes to her friends at the bingo night and say, I stayed with my grandson, and that mother just had me. It was cold as hell, and my joints hurt a lot. He didn't want to turn that heat on.
Not giving a fuck.
Hey, careful! Those old ladies at the bingo, they'll beat you up. They define it. It's like a pack. Old ladies.
They know they're defenseless as one, but in a group, that's a powerful.
Yeah,
that's a powerful team.
It might be a slow motion team, but once they get you,
and you better hope you better hope they ain't got a 1-800 number on your ass, because they will call. They got time.
They do. Now imagine if you just saying. I'm not saying you're gonna hit an old lady, but if you do, you know that there's quick consequences, because most of them, if they have that life alert, once they fall, they're getting the call.
I love how we say most of them.
Don't they? I would think that life alert is a very popular thing. No,
I would too. I think that's a fair assumption. And if it's not life alert exactly, with today's day and age, I mean, with like technology, it's something, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not life alert, you can at least holler out to Alexa to call 911. I bet Gigi's got at least one of those. Something, you know what I mean? But you're
I hope
right.
she does.
Oh, well, Kathy don't. My grandma
Kathy?
doesn't. That's my grandma. I'm sorry, I didn't name her originally. But old G-Cat is what they call her. That's her street name.
She doesn't have one?
Oh, she doesn't have a what? Oh, it's life alert? No life alert. No.
And she lives alone?
Oh, yeah.
So
She's stubborn. She's stubborn Irish lady.
So God forbid something happens to her.
Oh, we've tried.
She'll stay on the floor until you get there to visit her.
She says, if I fall on the floor, I'll just lean over, I'll pick up my phone, and this is how she talks. I'll pick up my phone, and I'll call the police or something,
Got it.
And I'm like, but I don't think it works like that.
I would want a life alert if I get to that age. I would.
Would you put a wrap on your life alert? Make it look cool?
Yeah, some kind of cool lanyard.
Yeah, right? Like something like, oh, what's that? Like you're riding on your golf cart all tricked out through the 55 and up, swinging your life alert like a dangerous badass that you are.
Theme it
I
up.
like that.
Theme it up. Yeah, according to the day or where you're going, you know.
Maybe you get little silicone sleeves that you're sliding your life alert into, like the vapes, and you get one that's like little you got a little Puerto Rican flag hanging from that bad boy. People say, "Oh," and you say, "Yeah, I know."
You know they don't sell that in Puerto Rico.
Well, that's what's even better. At that point, now we're making reels of you having a life alert and sending it to your boys back in Puerto Rico talking smack. Out of love. Out of love. Out of love, all my Puerto Rican brethren.
So, at what point or under what health condition you decide to use the life alert? I don't think it's because of age.
I think life alert is. I think I would use it if I was in a public place and like, you know how old people like there's things they can and can't control, right? At a certain age, and if I poop my pants, I think I would call life alert in a public place.
I think. Well, right.
You know what I mean?
Because they're always tripping and falling. A lot of older people trip and fall. I'm no doctor. Okay, but I believe that the biggest reason for trip and falls of the old people is their feet, meaning they have really bad arthritis. Have you looked at the toes of old people?
No, I don't look at old feet.
Oh, I'm obsessed with feet. Doesn't matter what age they are.
Once your feet gets past 60, for me, I cut you off.
Well, the reason I say that is most of them look like they're doing gang signs. So.
Doing gang signs.
Yeah, because their arthritis.
With the bunion.
No, I'm being serious. Because of their
look at my hammer toe.
Their toes are like all over each other. Like a can of Vienna sausages. You know, they're like, so
tight.
So I would think, and I'm no doctor, but that has to be difficult to walk with.
Well,
your toes are not flat on the floor like ours are right now.
Yeah, well, they should have thought about that when they were out there strutting that stuff in the Prohibition, wearing fucking high heels. I mean, we got to use some silly...
and that bone grows on your side. It looks like a sixth toe.
A bunion.
That's a bunion?
That's a bunion. I think that's a bunion. Yeah.
Damn.
I've heard... That's a bunion, bro. When they get
but
that inner foot claw.
their toes to, like, move or, like, lean the other way.
Yeah, dude. And they get that from, like, a lot of people get that, like, so from the old days. This isn't, like, the only reason this happens, by the way, guys. But...
No. I said that... I want to make sure that... Yeah, I want to be clear that I think... Dr. Airy thinks that is the reason they trip and fall is because their feet are all jacked up.
Well, a lot of older folks... especially they had to wear like in the 1950s and 60s and stuff. If you think like the women and the workplace like environment, like if women worked in most cases, right, they had to wear like high heel shoes with like a heavy point. So you notice a lot of women have that because like they went to work in high heels at these crazy jobs. Like whereas like now we wouldn't necessarily ask a woman we wouldn't ask. At least, if that person makes that choice, hey, like you said, Ari, we know the results. But, if you want to trip and fall, wear heels all the time when you're 20, That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But
Sasha's Sasha's screwed then. Sasha loves to wear high heels always because she's short. So she loves high heels.
I could appreciate that. Honestly, if there was like a men's version of high heels, like, I've considered it, right? And I'm a pretty tall guy, but like I'd like to have an extra 2 or 3 inches on me. I look good at 6'2". I look good at 6'2". Yeah. No. If I could only take from there and put it on the height, There's room to spare, baby. Come on. I know you heard that worldwide, didn't you?
Oh my god. Wait, what we were saying? I lost track of what we're talking about.
Well, we were saying the concept of an elevator.
But there is. There is not a specific heel like women's heels, but men, even Mexicans, they wear those boots that have that heel in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That is like 3 inches at least.
So
Some of them still like 5'2", but for that, there is a heel.
there is a heel. And, I mean, what's your take on that? I mean, would you ever slap a lift in?
The way you said it just made me. I
Never
I
tried
love
it.
shoes,
Yeah.
so it depends on the shoe. That has to look good.
What if, okay. All right, so now we're curious on what the
I don't
extra
mind the
height-
heel. I think it's the shoe itself. Like, what does it look? I don't want no.
I'm not saying that it's strappy. All right, this is a masculine lifting
Yeah.
shoe.
Yeah.
Right.
Although, and I don't want nothing with a skull in the front of the boot. You know.
Don't you love how they signify masculinity by like that? Like, I remember, that's so funny you say that, because that used to be the way to, oh, that's a boy one. Why? It's got a skull on it.
Yeah, I had an employee who apparently his shoes got wet in the the night before. I'm in the office and all of a sudden I hear that click, click, click. When I look, like I'm looking to the ground, and all of a sudden I see the long boot with the skull in the front. I'm like, you can't work with that. Why can't do this? Why can't I wear this boot? It has a skull.
Oh, I thought I meant because it was a boy one. Are these not boy boots?
Yeah.
Oh, they're boy boots, but can't be rocking the skull
No,
in
bro.
this environment, son.
No, bro. Well, you know what's funny? He knew that he couldn't wear it because he said, okay. And before he even worked, he started working, he changed them. He had other ones. So I was like, really? But anyway. But yeah, I would wear them. I would wear them.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at them the other day. They got these little silicone slip-ins. Here's the problem I got.
Looking
with
like
it.
James Brown. James Brown used to wear them.
Absolutely. And the problem,
Woo!
I'm gonna tell you, the only thing I have a problem with this is eventually you got to take them out. I feel the same way, by the way, gentlemen, about ladies with their undergarments that'll make them look like they have like an hourglass shape a little more. Is like, it's kind of misleading sometimes. It's one thing if it's like
the fake boobs and fake ass.
hey, yeah, you know.
No, but I mean, like, no, wait, not the implant, like, not
no,
the,
you're good.
What do you call it? Those ones that you buy at the pharmacy and you put them on, the little padding?
Yes, I've seen that.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to go in on a BBL, go in on a BBL. Not the BBL undershorts for $10. I like the effort, but it's a tease. It's a tease.
The effort. No, I would have liked any padding on the woman.
I wouldn't either. I mean, you would be able to tell if you got up in close and personal.
You over there doing your work and touching and you know.
Oh, what is that? Is that polyester?
Not only that, does she really feel something? She's over there pretending. Ooh, feels great. Oh, the way you're touching me, and you're really just touching a pad.
That's what I mean. I mean, it just seems a little misleading to me. It seems a little Rumpelstiltskinny. You know what I mean? Because if we're
Hell.
I just figure if we're getting to that point, that by the time we've gotten there, I'm expecting something. And now all of a sudden I open the present and I go, whoa, this wrapping paper was a little thick, you know? And it's a little, I just feel like it's a tease. So I don't want to be that guy with my lifts. Like sliding up out of the shoes and then all of a sudden losing 3 inches on my height.
Should any of that information be shared in the first date?
Maybe not the first date, but what if she's a freak? What if you're a freak? What if you end up in her bedroom that night? It went great. You love it. Well, okay, check this out. Let's rewrite this narrative. Okay? You go ahead, you wear the lifts, you're on the date. Okay? Coincidentally, the female is too a little insecure as well. She is also insecure in the sense that she has taken advantage of the big booty butt lift undergarments that are padded. And along with the, let's say, an over-insulated brassiere to be classy. Okay?
Ooh, that word sounded nice when you said it. Brassiere.
I like the word brassiere, right? I heard it on a TV show
Isn't
this
that
week.
the way you said it?
The brassiere.
Ooh.
Ooh, come on. A little bit of, man, I got Spanish friends. That even sounded a little elegant.
Ooh.
So,
Brassiere. Ooh. Girl, take that. Ooh.
you know? Go ahead, baby. Take that brassiere off for me.
Ooh. Ooh. Can't stop already.
So, anyways, she's doing her thing. You're doing your thing. You're just trying to impress each other because your lives are miserable and you're ready to settle down and get a life partner. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, the girl's like, I really think I like this guy. And the dude's over there texting his buddies like, bro, this one right here, this tall glass of water I'm ready to drink on. Things go great. You end up going back to the hotel room and she knocks on the door after you close it and goes, hey, I had such a really good time, And then all of a sudden you're doing the date. Now you know what's about to happen. Oh, shit. What happened though, Hery? What happened? She was gone for just enough time for you to take your shoes off and you're about 3 inches shorter.
Correct.
And now she has to do the downward head dip when you open the door. Meaning now she's looking down at you.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? Now she's...
yeah. That's why I asked. I think you probably have to share certain things on the first date.
Do you think at this point she says something rude? Like, if you're now put yourself in the woman's shoe. Now you're the woman. You come in, you see your date 3 inches shorter now. Date's been done. You're coming back because you want to potentially go to the next stage with this guy. Great time. But you now notice. And that's an important detail because I want to establish that she actually liked him. And then she comes back and 3 inches are gone.
If she is...
What do you do? You're the girl.
Well, here's the thing. There's a few things. If she is polite, right, and very, I don't know, she's all about honesty, she might just say, you lie to me and I can't do this. she's a little cuckoo. She might say, you better be packing somewhere else.
Now.
Make up for it somewhere else.
Now, what? So you know what I think I'm doing? If I really liked him and I'm her, I'm pulling the brassiere off and showing I'm there too. Now we went from what looked like a D to a B. Now put yourself...
Two pimples.
Time warp, gentlemen. Time warp.
Just 2 pimples.
Now you're leaving the woman's body. Now you're the man again. Boom. Now you have already been caught without your risers on. And the woman you thought was bringing in double daddy D's is now basic with the B's. How do you feel about that? How do you take that? Now how do you react?
I think I'm leaving.
Are you cheated at this point? Do you feel cheated and you close the hotel door?
Yeah. I leave. I leave because I'm gonna be very... the height doesn't mean too much, but you got no boobs, you lie to me, we're done.
But you got no height.
Doesn't matter.
You lied about your height. I can't lie about my titties.
In bed, we're the same size.
Hey. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh my God. You got it.
And anyway, I'm not going up. I'm going down.
You know.
There's no. I don't need no height for that.
Oh my gosh.
But what are you gonna do with that flat chest?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now all of a sudden, this grown woman looks like a little boy.
All of a sudden, it becomes a roast. We're roasting each other here. Oh, but you so short.
Oh shit! Now all of a sudden, you're turning her around, slapping her on the padded booty, going, "What's that?"
Yeah.
What's that?
She ain't got no nipple.
No booty, no nipple. Now all of a sudden, you realize this person just got here from a third world country that suffers from, not a lot of food being nearby.
Yeah, they think it's bad. I think anything you have to hide, it becomes an issue later on, I think.
Absolutely. I would agree. And by the way, quick little update. I did a little Google search on why old people...
Okay. I love this.
I wanted to see why old people fall. Okay? And whenever you type this in, on Google, the answer to this is age-related loss of muscle mass known as sarcopenia. I know I'm messing that up.
What the fuck is that?
Sarcopenia, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, it's a age-related loss of muscle mass. Problems with balance and gait. I don't know what gait is. And blood pressure.
Gait is isn't that when you get your joints swell?
Maybe.
Have you seen people with
I've seen people with gout, but not with gait.
Oh yeah, that's what. That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We can't even get through facts on our shit. Hey!
It's Google's fault.
Problems with balance and gait. I hope that's not how you spell gout. Gait. I don't think that's how you would spell it. That would be a unique.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it would be. It's so embarrassing. People are like, it's fucking gout, you idiot.
These morons.
There's no O or AU, so I don't see it. And blood pressure that drops too much when you get up from lying down or sitting.
And it drops them?
Called postural hypotension are all risk.
Wait.
Those are all risk for factors of falling as an old person.
Nothing about their feet.
Well, it does. The real issue here is it says that this postural hypotension, basically like when you stand up, how your body reacts to now, okay, you're moving. It can't keep up with them fast enough with what they're actually doing, and they just fall over.
Yes, but picture this. You are in your 30s. Let's say you have an accident and they have to cut your fat toe. Right?
Okay, big
that
toe's
becomes
gone.
an issue for you to stand up and walk.
They got shoes for that.
We got to tell these old people. But
you buy them on Fifth
but
Avenue.
Think about it. Well, these old people are using Crocs or flats.
Well, but do you get it? You buy it on Fifth Avenue because you're missing a toe? Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're better than that.
So, I would. So, no, but if you don't have that fat toe, it becomes an issue to walk.
Balance.
Normal, balance, all that. So that's what I mean, that when you're old and you get these arthritis, your toes start going different ways. That probably has to affect your balance and the way you walk. So it causes you to maybe trip and fall.
Well, it also says, why do the elderly start falling? Falls are common and costly, especially among Americans 65 and older. That's bolded. But falls are falls are preventable and do not have to be an inevitable part of aging.
Are you fucking kidding me?
every second of every day, an older adult (parentheses age 65 and up) suffers a fall in the U.S. Making falls the leading cause of injury and death in this age group. That's from keeponyourfeet.com.
I'm concerned. I don't know if you've seen my feet, my toes. I don't, we've been around a lot, so I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I have some jacked up toes.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything because I thought our friendship was bigger than that. But if you want to go down that rabbit hole, we can.
I do have some jacked up toes. I do. I have nasty feet there. Yeah.
Shout out to Life Alert. When asking Google how many people have Life Alert, I didn't get an answer, but I did find out how many people have been saved, Harry.
What?
Might be able to get these people as a sponsor. Since around 1979, Life Alert has provided service to over 150,000 seniors nationwide.
150,000 only?
That seems kind of low.
It is very low since 1979. You know why is that? Because these old people have so much pride. It is. That is pride. These old people don't want to admit that they need it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what they do got, Harry. Life Alert's got a lot of money. I think we might have just cracked a coin. I think this might be a Netflix documentary. Life Alert's got a lot of money, people. I want you to know that Life Alert has 236 employees, and their revenue get this is where it gets gross. Only 236 employees, and in 2021 they made $44 million.
From what?
From Life Alert services.
So, okay.
It's a subscription base.
Yeah, it's like a subscription. Yeah, it's like Netflix. So
yeah. It is.
Yeah, it is. That's where the money is.
Yeah, bro. And then guess what? You want to hear something even weirder? The janitor's getting paid over at Life Alert. Because if you do the math on 44 million divided by 236, that average revenue per employee ratio, $186,440 per employee. is what that would break out to if they were equally dividing, which we know they're not. But that's how much money they made, 2021.
And you know what? Thinking about it now that we're talking about them, is that they are not more popular, bigger, because they still are showing the same commercials since 1979.
And it's still bringing in the dough.
But imagine if they would make the adjustments and keep up with the time and the date, you know?
Like one that connects to the Alexa.
And it probably does. Bluetooth shit.
Yeah, like, what if Alexa's like responds through the life alert after you connect it? And it's like, oh
Correct.
my God, how can I help? Ambulance? Fire truck? Like, all of a sudden it becomes an episode of Dora the Explorer. Let's go in the backpack and figure out what to do. And it's like, which one should we call for? Fire truck?
I'm just telling you, this is incredible to learn all this.
That's what I'm saying. We're learning about Life Alert today. Is Life Alert worth the money? While its monthly rates and installation fees are very high, and wow, this is interesting. You have to sign a 3-year contract. It's required by Life Alert. So if you buy
No
somebody Life
wonder
Alert,
they don't have. Yeah.
that's why they got the coin, though, because they're locking people in all this time. Life Alert is a solid option for simple, reliable protection. You'll be able to count on these devices for years to come. So if Life Alert fits your budget, it's worth considering. But here's the question. I think it's a little confident to assume I think I'm going to make it 3 years. Right? If I'm buying
Yes.
Life Alert, it's a little confident.
So, who is buying this? Because clearly, no kid, no son is going to buy this for their grandma.
I think, you know what?
This is the old naive lady who's on watching TV, having her TV dinner. She sees a commercial and she's like, I'm gonna buy this so I avoid bothering my kids or grandkids. I think that's what it is.
Do you think? I mean, that's fair. Or you get these people that live kind of remote.
Yeah. But you have your stubborn old people. They won't buy that. But some naive old person will do it.
Huh.
People don't want to bother somebody else.
And it is, oh my gosh, look at this.
What?
Sorry, Life Alert. Just do a little bit of digging here. What is better than Life Alert? I know you guys have all been anticipating this. Medical Guardian is the name of the company that is a better choice than Life Alert. It's typically selected because it costs less, and doesn't require users to sign a long-term, difficult to cancel contracts. So I'm getting the notation here that Life Alert's pretty fucking tough to get out of after you sign that contract.
You literally have to die.
Well, and if you do die, you still signed a contract. Like, we hear the commercials, buy Life Alert for your family. I have heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wild, bro. Fucking Life Alert. Let's look at Medical Guardian.
That is information for a documentary.
Dude, that's what I'm saying is, like, what is going on with the...
What is the difference between Life Alert and you having nowadays a cell phone?
Yeah. And tell me how the actor on that diabetes commercial hasn't died yet. How are you on a commercial about diabetes and you still haven't died? You're not a real...
Oh, hell you said. You come up with some things and I'm like, look at this mother. Look what he had to do.
We should just do, and, this is what we should do a documentary on. The lives of older folks. Do you ever see, like, daytime television? The ads that are running during the day. The
Mike,
insurance.
if I had the money, I swear to God, I will buy all the equipment, and you and I will go on a road trip to do different kind of documentaries like this one.
I think it would be a good thing because I want to know what old people... name the documentary straight, simple, to the point. What old people do during the day.
I go to Sasha, you go to Linda, and we just kiss him and say, hey, we'll be back in 3 months. We're going to hit the road now for our one of our documentaries.
Yeah, most people that do stuff like that, they're going to some third world country trying to save it.
They do.
Like that. What are we doing? We're going to 55 ups around the United States and North American region, baby.
You're just going to get smell of old people, old coffee, bad coffee, a lot of oatmeal, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, bro!
Isn't it true? The smell of places where there's a lot of old people is kind of unique, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Old people do develop a different kind of smell, and I think it's because there's a lot of disinfectants in their life. At a certain point, they're putting disinfectants in their bodies. They're taking antibiotics on the reg. They're doing a lot of Vicks, a lot of breathability. I feel like I just ruined my whole algorithm searching all this, by the way. I'm going to have Life Alert on my fucking Instagram feed all week. You know, by the way, there is a $95 activation fee on Life Alert.
So random.
And you know what their monthly fee is? $49.95. When compared to the Medical Guardian, $29.95. And if you're, what's the difference?
Benefits?
I think the difference is truly cost.
But again, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know maybe all the details, but what's going to happen? So I fall. Oh, I fell and I can't get up. So at that point, instead of grabbing my phone and calling 911, this thing does everything for you? What is that? I don't get it.
No, this is even more interesting. I don't think Life Alert, I'm not getting the impression a lot of people like Life Alert right now. This is pretty interesting. We just went down a whole rabbit hole about
that is a Life Alert.
Fucking Life Alert, baby. I'm looking on another website that Google took me to, medicalalertbuyersguide.org. The aggressiveness of Life Alert sales tactics also suggest that you could have problems down the road with customer service. If you call with a question or concern, you could find yourself the target of aggressive upselling that wastes your time and taxes your patience.
Shit.
Now, all I'm picturing is Gigi going down, and instead of offering a fire truck, we're offering a new service. Hey, saw that you dialed in. Figured we'd check in, see if we could get you to maybe buy our new CO2 emissions sensor.
Upgrade.
I'm on the ground right now. Yeah, but before we go ahead and send that fire truck, you've got at least 3 minutes or more. Let's take this time to look at your contract.
Do they take advantage? You know?
Oh, absolutely they're taking advantage of old people. Like, I think the world doesn't like to believe that's what's happening, but it's actually definitely happening.
Well, I must say, Mike, I feel that I've learned a lot today. Still believe that the reason that people are falling is because their toes are jacked up. But I guess it's it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion about that. Because even if your blood pressure goes down, if you have good feet, you probably will still make it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me.
By the way, for your reference here, sir.
Here we go.
For your reference.
Da-na-na.
On old Google, if you type this bad boy in and you go, why do old people's feet hurt? They say right here, right off gate, it says, with age, the cartilage surrounding the bones in your feet breaks down. That's all bold, by the way. This results in bone rubbing against bone, which, as you can imagine, causes foot pain. Osteoarthritis, as it's usually...
that makes sense why they wear those nasty, ugly New Balance.
Bro, how about the fact that I just kicked out that word, osteoarthritis?
Yeah.
Single read, baby. But yeah,
you did a fantastic job there.
And let me throw you another little fun fact in there. You mentioned a little Caucasian shoe called New Balance, I heard.
Hate them.
I hate them too, but I did learn this the other day for all my proud Stars and Stripe listeners. New Balance is actually I need to word this properly, but New Balance is one of the only shoe manufacturers that actually manufactures their shoes here. Like, they actually, they get the materials sourced from the United States and make them in the United States. Recently, that has come out as to be a thing because, whatever. But that's why New Balance is basic. Started by Caucasians, made by Caucasians, built by Caucasians.
Very interesting. Wow, you enlightened me there.
Like you really gave a shit, but
No, but it's interesting. No. Well, I still don't give a shit.
There he is. Thank you. Thank you.
No, I don't. But fun fact, you know what I mean? You learn something every day.
I didn't know this was a thing. Apparently, what a lot of companies are doing is they're loopholing, saying "made in the USA," right? Which arguably it is. If you pay an American to do it, it is made in the USA. But the thing is they're still getting like the pieces of the shoe made by little Asian hands.
Got it.
You know? Okay. And then they're getting sent over. Yeah. Like Adidas, Nike. Did you know Adidas was started by Nazis? What?
Oh.
Yeah. Found that out the other day too. Bro.
Dude, Mike, I have to say to you today that I am very grateful that we're chatting today. Don't laugh. I'm trying to be serious here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because you have shared so much knowledge today. You know, it's interesting how you go in life and you find information and all of a sudden you share it. And it's like so awesome to share.
Yeah, I love talking about this stuff. I like that it all makes sense in this conversation.
Again, still, at the end of the day, I won't give a shit. But in some random conversation, it might come up and I say, hey, you know what I learned the other day? Boom.
Boom. Little Asian hands.
Who thought we were going to be talking about old people and you would think about New Balance shoes? When you heard that day, you probably said, what the fuck what am I going to do with this information?
You're absolutely right.
And here we are talking about it.
We're talking about it. And I was blown away. Like, and keep in mind, guys, I'm not like a killer of Adidas or anything, or any of these other things. But I did find out that Adidas was started by 2 Nazis. And that tripped me out. The brothers that started Adidas and founded it were originally Nazis.
Well, anyway, I like the shoe.
I like the shoe, too. It's ironic, right? Don't you find it slightly ironic? And, like, where do you go with that? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm just ranting at this point. We have gone.
Right. Anyway, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, like we were saying.
What a crazy start to the morning.
Yeah.
Life alert, feet hurt.
Well, you know, people should take out of this episode today is that we care about old people.
We do care about old people.
And life alert is just, you know,
it's fucked. It's fucked. We read the whole thing. It's garbage. If you're not buying your mom and daddy or your grandma, grampy, a medical guardian, you're getting hosed. They got shorter contracts. Why do I need to sign a 3-year contract? I feel like I should be able to cancel anytime on a life alert service for obvious reasons. Cancel anytime. Anytime things could happen. Fuck.
And the rant goes on.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, moving on to what we watch.
Oh, I love every minute of it. I'm down for rants all the time.
Dude. Speaking of which, where did my cellular device go? I got a little rant here. I watched some television this past week on the Netflix. And I gotta say, we may have touched on this last week, so I just wanted to double check. Did we talk about the Madoff thing?
You mentioned it, but we didn't talk because I hadn't seen it.
Have you seen it yet?
I did.
What was the? I want you to go first. Then, what'd you think? I mean, documentary was a little dry at times. It had its ups and downs, but
it got better as it went through. Like at the end, it got better. First of all, I think everybody in this, all these secretaries that were just chatting there, you worked for him for 20 years, and you claim you did not know nothing that was going on that other floor.
I believe that.
You believe?
I believe that, actually.
I don't.
And I'll tell you why. I've worked at big corporations, big billion-dollar outfits that have secret buildings that require, buildings that have like creative departments and things like that have a secret password to get in and all this stuff. I've worked at companies like that and others for over a year at both.
Yeah.
And never saw those creative departments. Never went in there. I heard of it.
You don't have to see them. Yeah, that's what I mean. You don't have to see anything But there's something. You will know something. Gossip goes around.
Well, and in this case, what they know is that the 17th or 16th floor, whatever it was, was the other arm of the company. I mean, I don't know. I guess, you're probably right. I'm sure that, there's a lot of money involved.
I just find it hard to believe that in 20 years, not only, okay, let's say you didn't know anything about the floor.
Okay.
You're directly his secretary. And you're not going to tell me that in 20 years there's no comment or you didn't see nothing kind of,
Bernie ran a tight ship, I guess,
No, he didn't.
By the way, those of you listening that don't know what we're talking about the Bernie Madoff documentary on Netflix right now that just released about 2 weeks ago. The greatest Ponzi scheme in the history of the United States. $65 billion is what he ended up taking in total.
Incredible. You know what bothered me was that last episode. By the way, I think they cover a lot on the scheme, right? They cover a lot of the scheme. But the catching and trial and what happened after, they went through fast.
Do you feel like there would be... I don't think there's room on something like this to make a part 2 on with a dead...
No, because it's like you have to go back and then go in depth. So I think they went through fast from the moment they caught him until the end, because they... the kids die. They had... One of them had cancer and passed away. The wife was homeless.
And the other son... I would have liked
they only said that in a minute.
I would have liked to have updated... What's the wife's current status?
Living in a Honda.
You think she's still living in the Odyssey? Just roaming? Gigi's here. Gigi's here. Got a little house on wheels.
It has to be when you have been so rich in life, right? And all of a sudden you are living in your car.
Oh, bro. Wrecked.
That person probably gets crazy.
That's why I wanted to know where she was, because... I know some people are like, yeah, how could we feel bad for these super rich people, whatever. But, at the end of the day, it is a drastic life change. If you are the spouse, you're oblivious.
Well, especially if you didn't have nothing to do with.
And I got to say, it does appear like the wife and the sons were, if anything, oblivious to the subject
Correct.
matter.
And they tried to do the right thing.
They really did. And I like that they're the ones that called him out.
Yes.
I kind of like that, in the sense that... At least, I'm really sad for those two gentlemen that, unfortunately, it affected them the way they did. Because I feel like the fact that they at least gave a shit to do that, we actually lost two people that gave a fuck about how Wall Street is ran. Yeah. And I know that's much bigger than what's normally discussed on this podcast, but, that is a fact. And, at the end of the day, whether we want to deny it or not, those motherfuckers are playing with your 401k.
Maybe they need to do a second documentary just about her. Meaning, there's probably not a lot from when the things were happening, but that life after, everybody knows who she is. So
what if it just starts out at a Denny's entryway or a Bob Evans, and then you hear the bell ding, ding. Madoff's mess. The war left behind after Madoff's death.
And all these people, everybody that were close to him, where are they today? So I think they did a good job explaining the scam, But it would have been nice to know more after.
You would have thought there was some type of protected money that he had left behind, though. I feel like there's something we're not getting, and that's why they don't talk a lot about the wife. Because I bet for that time period, and this is speculation at this point, is for that time period, it's not out of the box to think that sure, for the cameras, for the time, everything going on, the bank accounts are frozen. Once the court case is done, maybe 99% of the accounts get taken away. But when you're a billionaire at that level, 1% accounts left coming back to you as the spouse could equivalent to over millions of dollars.
And remind me, what happened to Frank, his buddy?
Oh, his underboss, his number 2 guy.
Yeah, what happened to him? I don't remember what happened to him. If he's out there... That's where the money is.
I think they said that I don't know how long he did. I thought they they gave him like 6 years or something. I had thought, but I could be wrong. I mean, it may have been longer. My thing with Frank is, why the fuck didn't we get an interview with Frank?
Why is he not there? Well, yeah.
If he's in prison, we should have an interview. If he's not in prison, I understand why he wouldn't want to do one. He may have changed his name. You know? But,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be... Look, I'm not saying he's not embarrassed. I'm just saying, like, for that reason, I wouldn't want to be... Like,
Yeah.
oh, are you the guy that fucked over?
Well, even him, Madoff, there's no conversation with him. The only thing they have is the deposition.
Well, I did hear where Frank's at. He works over at Life Alert. Well, they got 236 employees making $44 million.
With that accent. Ah, that's the day.
Bro, 236 employees, $44 million in revenue. That is fucking crazy.
It is.
I think we might have just turned over a stone. I just can't let it go. But Bernie Madoff and this whole thing was a very interesting documentary, but I feel like they had to feed us a lot of information to make us understand the Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
A lot of people won't understand it anyway.
Yeah, like it is a very, you know, that's the hard part about these white collar crimes.
It's a lot of work to do. That's a lot of work.
Bro, like it's got to move from here to there to
Time
this.
consuming.
I don't know how he kept it. Look, let's pretend everything that we heard is true. So, how could you keep this secret from your family, like as a human being, and more specifically as a human being that's a male in a male, clearly defined male role? Okay, he just is willing to hide that. Like I couldn't. I'm sorry, call me a softie. I couldn't hide that. I couldn't
you
look
can
you
lie
in
for
the
a few
eye.
days.
20 years, bro.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So, yep. Yeah.
And
And
you know
he
what's
did it.
and you know, like every other bad gangster, he had a chance to walk away several times where they said, yeah, his normal business was making more money than that one, you know, and he had every opportunity to just
Let it
take
go.
Yeah. He could have
Oh,
closed
well.
up shop. Anyways, moving on. I think we all know what we're ready for. The hitchhiking.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
No, you got another
you're
one?
Right. Let
No,
me
you
real
come
quick. Let me real quick because you haven't seen this. You won't see it anyway. But I gotta give you a show. If you have a chance, at time, whatever, watch the show. It's called The Glory. It's a Korean show. Okay.
Platform?
It's a drama. Huh?
Platform? What's the platform?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yes, and you know I have so many things from different countries. You know, it is such a good. It's a drama, so it might be a little slow in the beginning for you.
Okay.
But it is crazy. The Glory is based on this girl who was bullied in high school, right? But an extreme, Mike. It was to an extreme.
Like they actually bullied her?
Bully her to like it just so many things they did to her. She was that victim every single day.
13 Reasons Why style.
Right? She leaves the school. She drops out of school at 17. Nobody knows about her until she's 35. She comes back to town with the mission of revenge to every single people that bully her. Oh, so good. So good. It's so like, it's a drama. It's slow. It's the word methodical, right? She
methodical.
plans everything. She plans everything to how she's going to affect these 5 people that bully her when she was a kid. It's so good. So I don't know how I found it on Netflix, but the new season comes out in March because it leaves you like no, you know,
On the biggest cliffhanger.
yes. So if you have a chance, watch it. As the episodes go, you will like it even more because you get attached to the main character because of everything that she went through, you know. And they do a really good job showing what happened back in the day because she thinks about it, you know. Like she looks at the main bully, another female. She looks at her. Today she is the weather girl, very popular lady. and you bullied me my whole life. Oh, I'm telling you, if you have a chance, watch it out. You're gonna like it a lot.
I'm excited for that one.
The glory.
I have added
Anyway.
it to my list.
Yes. And we were talking about, what was it called? The Hatchet.
The Hatchet. Is it in the Hatchet Wielding Hitchhiker or the Hatchet?
Yes. Woo.
Whoa. And
So,
I don't know how much SpongeBob you've heard in your house, but that sounds like that.
My son. Yeah, with my son.
It sounds like the Hash Slinging Hasher, which is an episode of SpongeBob, and I thought of it right away when I saw this, and I was like, "Oh, this is ridiculous!" And I watched it because I love true crime, and when I'm watching it, I was like, in the first couple minutes when I saw that guy's face, I automatically remembered him from social media, and that
You do? I don't know anything about it.
Oh yeah,
Where was I?
No, I saw that interview a bunch, bro, because, like, the interview, like, the first one where the guy, like, the whole documentary's wrapped around at the day, and I was like, badoosh!
Yeah.
And, like, all
I
that.
don't remember any of that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I remember it, but, like, I didn't know the guy went off and killed somebody, you know?
So, okay, I was at the gym. I was using the elliptical when it came up on my alert, and so since I was at the elliptical, I started watching it right away, right? Don't know if you what you thought when you saw this, but I think maybe because I watched so many documentaries and crime stuff, when they showed the interview and he explained what he did, right?
Bam! Bam!
All right, I was in the gym and was like, I didn't know what happened after. I said, this guy needs to be in prison. I without knowing the documentary, I was like, why we're doing a documentary of a guy who claims to be a hero, but he literally almost killed somebody else. That is not normal. That is not normal. So why is he... The first part of the Netflix show is that they're treating him like a hero. I'm like, again, not knowing what's going to happen later on the documentary, but I thought that was not normal. You just don't go trying to kill somebody. That tells you right there that guy was not right in his mind.
Well, I think he was trying to kill that guy because he was hitting that black dude.
Well, yes, I get that. I get that he was trying to save somebody. But he grabbed an axe. That's what he did? What is it he had?
So a hatchet is like a mini axe. Paint
Right.
that picture in your mind.
Who the fuck walks around with something like that?
Well, you know, fucking people that live in the woods, I guess.
He was in California.
Yeah, they got woods.
Yeah, but he was in downtown.
No, he was NorCal.
Where he was?
Yeah.
I just find it weird. None of it sounded right to me
Well,
right away.
I think you're, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to debunk your case because that does make sense. Like, you know, I'm just making an argument for both sides, but you're absolutely correct on that in the sense of, like, bro, why is your first instinct at the very least? Okay, I'll let you carry the hatchet. Let's say you're just a Paul Bunyan of a dude, but why is your first instinct to start killing this motherfucker? I mean, if you said, hey, my first instinct was to beat the shit out of him and get him out of this, you know,
Yes.
whatever, fine. But, like, to kill this guy,
That was his intention.
I think that's where the whole thing got askew. And the fact that he's crazy.
That's what made me watch it. Because this is not normal. This is not normal.
What really sucks is you kind of get the scheme of, like, you know, fame's not for everybody and how they handle it. And, you know, I'm not saying they ruined this kid's life because of it. I don't think that's the case. But I will say that
But that was past time already. It was late for that. He was messed
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like, his decisions definitely put him where he was. Like, I'm not making a case for the fact, homeless. It's just the fact that it is a little sad that he was able to fucking do his homeless, weird life as a drifter and not hurt anybody. And then now, through fame and media and this attention, in conjunction, clearly he has a medical problem. That's what really made me sad on the documentary. Not one person was like, hey, we tried to get him evaluated. We tried to get him to see a doctor.
No. Correct.
Because that's taking money out of their fucking pockets. Instead, they're all about a story and all this other shit, whereas a medical doctor might have said, like, absolutely fucking not. You can't have this guy on Jimmy Kimmel. His blood levels are, you know, that of the Joker right now.
So, I completely agree with you, but here's my issue with him. When he was not acting a fool, he had an amazing ability to communicate.
It was pretty funny to see that final part of the documentary, wasn't it? Is that what you're referring to? Mm-hmm.
Well, no, even at the beginning, when he's talking to the camera about his life, this is somebody that you will listen to. He has an ability of making people listen, right? So that doesn't make you think he's crazy. It makes you think he's a smart guy. So the way he behaves made me want to put a show on him, a camera.
I wanted a prison interview.
Right? Why wasn't there one?
Where was the prison interview? We're on I'm a Killer. We're interviewing death row people. So
Yeah.
since we've started doing that, I'm
That's
like,
some
fuck
best
it. We can interview anybody.
Well, I mean, it could be because he's trying to appeal.
Well, but the appeal got denied. They said this in the end.
Yeah,
of the
it had been denied, but he keeps trying. So I wonder if...
Well, the case is relatively young. So, like, it's just that, again, what about Making a Murderer or whatever that show was?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we interviewed that motherfucker throughout the whole case. Tiger King.
Correct.
We had a plane waiting for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but
I don't know. I think he should be in a mental institute instead of in prison.
I do too. I think that there's clearly something. I'm not saying that if he did, I have no inclination. I mean, because I want to say that he probably did kill this guy, but
Well, he
you
did.
know, but I don't trust. Like, one thing that age has taught me is that, you know, sometimes the old white dude is not the good guy in the story.
I'm not saying he's good. But
I'm
he
not
still killed him.
Yeah, he definitely still did. I mean, and like at the same time,
And there's no evidence to show any of what he's saying.
yes, and like I think he did suck that old man's penis.
He did.
But I don't think he did it reluctantly. I think like he had a moment in his.
I think he was forced.
I think he had him exactly. I think the old man did do what he did, and I think that the guy was willing to accept the funds to do that. And I think what happened was he looked in the mirror. Exactly what he said. He looked in the mirror. He saw himself, where he was at in life. You know, every person has had this, or I hope, or if you haven't, you will have a moment in life where things aren't going good, and you catch yourself in the mirror, and you kind of have to check yourself. And I think that's what he did, and he snapped.
But if you look at throughout this show, from the beginning, that's what he was doing. He was snapping. The way he tried to kill that guy at the beginning in the accident, the way he was in live, the way he behaved, he was one of those things that he was explosive. Right? For something triggered him. Something made him trigger about different situations. And in that case with the old guy, to your point, he maybe saw himself as like, I just sucked some dick.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? I'm not here.
I fail. Let's say he fell for the trick for the old guy saying, "If I'll give you some money if you do this for me," right? Instead of him freely doing it, right? So maybe he said to himself, like, "What am I doing? Look what he did to me, whatever." And then you are the victim, you know, when he snaps. But he was snapping throughout his life. That car accident, he snapped and he almost killed that guy. Even in the interviews, the way he was, and then over there he's mad because he was pissing on the street, and then he gets mad at the hotel people. And then he goes into the hotel room and drinks a whole bottle? That's not normal.
No, and he's unaware of what's in front of him. I'm sorry. If you go tell any homeless person, hey, bruh, I can take you from zero to here. I mean, I don't know, though, because, like, you know, at some points I feel sad for homeless people. I really do. And then there's some times where, like, and I know that there's different types of homeless people out there. I'm not pigeonholing everybody together. But
No.
there's also some homeless people that I think want to be homeless.
Correct.
They like the lifestyle,
Which is
like,
what seemed to be what they were looking into. He's a happy homeless. So they thought this would be great for TV to find out how homeless are.
But homeless can't be homeless if they're famous, you know?
No. They can stay homeless if you're taking all that money that the show is making. But, you know, he was supposed to do something well.
The hatchet wielding hitchhiker, whatever they fucking called him. He you know, Kai.
He was intense.
Very intense. And when you start to look at the jail interviews towards the end, you really notice a difference, don't you? I did, at least.
Out.
I mean, this guy all of a sudden is, yeah, I can't believe I'm in here. You know, we're going through a system of appeals versus, you know, like, fuck yeah, bro, we're just going to die. Yeah. And it's like, you don't.
But it looks like he was, a few things were premeditated. He changed his name.
Yeah, I was just about to make a joke about that, motherfucker.
He changed his name.
From
So why? You know? I don't know. Just running away from a lot of shit. So who knows what he's done in the past? You know?
There is literally no telling.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he sucked a lot of dick to get a surfboard once. All right, I'll tell you that. That seems evident.
The hatchet. Yeah, fuck you there for that.
Maybe that's how he got the hatchet. The history of the hatchet, part 2.
Think about this. Think about that ride, smoking weed with that guy who tried to kill the black guy. That ride and that conversations in that car.
Well, and then they brought it up. They're like, oh, this shit was probably laced. He was spiked. And I'm just like, either fucking way? Bro, you fucked up, Kai.
What a conversation.
And why
would
be...
love to hear what happened in there.
I'm sorry. Now, I wouldn't necessarily drop my friends for any type of TV show, things like that, like where you see those, like, you know, funny, crazy, extreme movies or whatever where they say that happens.
Yeah.
But, so I'm not saying I would go to that extent, but I'm not going to lie. If any executive from any major network is listening right now and you want to make a damn series about something me and Ari are saying to be famous, we're going to listen. You put us in the hotel room and you say don't drink Jack, we're not going to drink Jack.
Wait.
Because we're drinking Blue Label. We brought on
Okay.
Like,
Hold on one second.
at least
Don't tell me right.
pretend to play the... I mean, come on, baby. You got to play the game with the fancy people.
Woo.
You know, and like...
Woo.
That,
if we're not drinking, you'd speak for yourself.
but that's what I'm saying. Let them think what they want to think. We would be smarter than that. I don't
Correct.
need your
Correct.
overpriced bottle on my room tab so you can hang it over my head later and go, well, we
I have
did
kids,
this
so
for
I don't
you.
want to be embarrassing.
I'm not doing that. Exactly. I'm not pissing out front. No, that's not enough class for the just my opinion. Piss out back. I'm not gonna piss out front on the star. On the stars. I like Hollywood, man.
That just brings me flashbacks. Anyway.
I mean, I'll go if I gotta go, but this man's doing it midday.
Mike, I gotta do it.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
I gotta go. Ari not here. No, gotta go. Ari not here. Anyway. Anyway, it was good chatting with you today, man.
You too, bro.
Oh, gosh. Jeez Louise. Anyway, shout out to Life Alert before we head out.
Fuck you, Life Alert. Go, Medical Guardian.
Yeah. Remember us since we talked about you.
Yeah, they're going to remember all right. Yeah, I'm going to get a letter on this one. End of the podcast.
I'm going to write a letter.
I hope that goes.
So anyway, good chatting with you. So and we'll talk soon.
Good chatting with you, bro. And I just want to say another thanks to the fans and listeners of the podcast. Ari pulled up the numbers there.